Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this review of the UK Championship special. So just finished watching it. This was obviously recorded, I think it was a couple of weeks ago in Norwich, and really good show. What a really enjoyable show. There is so much to go through, so much to talk about. I think first of all, you know, the venue itself wasn't the biggest. But it was kind of the right size, kind of felt nice. It felt a bit bigger than Full Sail, but I would say Full Sail is probably a fair kind of comparison. The thing that was a bit of a disappointment was that they painted the ring posts gold, but they didn't do anything with the canvas or anything with the ring ropes. They were just white. I think that's a real missed opportunity. They could definitely do something there. I think the commentary team, well, I mean, JR, how you don't get any more special than JR. And obviously Nigel McGuinness. I mean, the great thing is, you know, you've got JR, iconic commentator, arguably, maybe not arguably, but the greatest of all time. And then sitting next to him, you've got Nigel McGuinness, who's, you know, really strong. He's really good at commentary. Like, you know, knows all the moves, knows all the backstories, you know, and he's able to fill in bits that JR doesn't know. You know, JR a couple of times was saying, you know, is there a rivalry between the English and the Scottish? You know, Nigel was able to come in and talk about the fact that some of the guys are from Birmingham or from Dudley or Wales or whatever, and, you know, it made a big difference. I think they worked really well together as well, so I was loving the commentary. I really liked the venue. I think they could probably turn it up a little more though, to do a few more things, as I said, with the canvas and the ring ropes. The action itself, you know, I mean, I've got my notes down here. I've got like 2 sides of A4 paper here, so there is plenty of stuff to go through. I think, you know, overall with the show, there were 4 matches. I mean, this was an hour and 40 minutes, and we only got 4 matches. That's not a criticism, because, you know, it just shows where they're pitching this. This is not Raw. This is not SmackDown Live. This is, you know, I mean, it's a small venue, so you get relatively quick entrances. This isn't about big, huge Undertaker moments or Finn Balor moments with the Demon and stuff like that. There's certainly scope for that to come in the future, but for now, it's wrestling. It's just an hour and a half of wrestling, and it not just any wrestling, just some pretty awesome wrestling. I mean, 2 of these matches in particular are 2 of the best matches I've seen this year. Simple as that. Just absolutely incredible. I also thought as well that the cruiserweights looked a lot better in this type of venue. You know, when they're in an arena. And certainly after SmackDown Live, you know, when a fair few people have gone home, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me like that. Cruiserweight Classic was so good at Full Sail. Maybe because it was in Full Sail. Maybe it wouldn't have been as strong in an arena. And I just thought that the tag match that we saw in this special worked really well with the Cruiserweight guys, because, I don't know, it just felt a little bit more claustrophobic. Anyway, we need to go for it. I'm going to get distracted all throughout this video because I'm still pumped from it, man. I really enjoyed it. So, first match, Wolfgang against Joseph Connors. Now, this was not a short match. As we said, none of these were short matches. Headlocks to start. Very agile showing from Wolfgang. He is a very agile competitor, even though he is a rather big guy. Standing vertical suplex from Wolfgang. Commentary, you know, I jotted this down. It was all about the action. They weren't talking about anything else. They weren't getting distracted. You know, they mentioned about the crowd a couple of times, but that's because the crowd were part of this show. But yeah, there wasn't going on about, you know, what Burger King are doing or anything like that. You know, you could tell that they didn't have Vince McMahon in their ears, and they were calling all the spots, and it was so enjoyable as a wrestling fan to watch wrestling and listen to them calling the action, you know, talking about who the wrestlers remind them of, and you know, some classic names getting mentioned. I was marking out, right? I was marking out. So yeah, it was really, really cool. It added to the action. It didn't distract from the action. The crowd, man, really vocal all throughout. So anyway, the match, slowish pace. Very interesting to watch though. Both seemed quite equally matched. It was very back and forth. Huge countered double knees from Wolfgang after Connor attempted a crossbody. Connor targeting the ribs, went to the top, came off into a spear though. Wolfgang delivering this massive spear. He hit the howling and basically got the pin. So Wolfgang victorious in that first match. It was a fascinating first match, as we said, lots of back and forth, didn't know which way it was going to go. I think Wolfgang, you know, from what I've heard of people that had seen that tournament, really did make a name for himself. He was someone that people were excited by, so I suppose can't be too surprised he picked up the victory here. I'm interested to see where it goes from here. You know, personally, I want to see this become a weekly show because I'm proper into it. And this was a good first match. Not a great first match, but a very good first match to open the show with. Next, we got the cruiserweights. We've got TJP, TJ Perkins, or TJP as he's known now, and Brian Kendrick teaming up against Dan Maloney from Birmingham and Rich Swann, who isn't from Birmingham. But it was brilliant. It was a really good match, as I said. You know, I mean, silly little things like when Rich Swann came out. You know, he's standing on the barricade, interacting with the crowd. I've not seen him do that on Raw. He might have done it on 205 Live. I just don't even watch that show anymore. But yeah, this is really good. A comedy spot as well in this. Brian Kendrick was going to give the arm of, I think it was Dan Maloney, over to TJP to work on his shoulder. I think Maloney reversed it, and so then it was Brian Kendrick's arm. So you've got TJP like bang, 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 working the arm, and when it's actually his partner's arm, and then you've got the two guys standing on the outside going, "Ooh, you reckon that's us?" It's not. It's, you know, it's a silly spot. It's the kind of thing you'd see on a house show. It's the kind of thing you'd see on an indie show. It's maybe not the kind of thing you're used to seeing in a WWE ring, because you don't tend to see kind of that type of silliness during a match. Maybe a Golden Truth match. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. It was a bit of light relief from what was quite, not intense action, but constant action. And this had a really good pace to it as well. Faster pace, still back and forth. A slingshot sent on from TJP. A forward roll leg guillotine from Rich Swann. I think Nigel McGuinness called that a somersault leg drop. Call it whatever you want. It was amazing. Captain's hook attempt from Brian Kendrick looked like he was going to get the victory. Dan Maloney comes in, breaks it up. Dan Chance, which obviously is a reference to Alan Partridge. Google Alan Partridge if you're not sure who that is. Cheap roll-up victory for Brian Kendrick. In the end, it was kind of, not that it came out of nowhere, but I think it was probably the right way to end the match, because there'd been quite a few big spots. I don't think it needed like another one to finish the match. It was just a bit of a cheap roll-up, 1, 2, 3. The surprise for me was that Dan Maloney wasn't on the winning team, because you would think that they would want to put over the British guys, the UK guys. But no, they gave the victory to Brian Kendrick and TJP. So, a good match. I would say a bit better than the opener. Still wasn't setting the world on fire at this point. But for me, I knew what was to come. So this was a good enough start to this special. Next, we had a backstage segment showing Pete Dunne working on the arm of Trent Seven. The winner of this #1 contenders match would go to NXT TakeOver Chicago to face the champion for the UK Championship. It's, I mean, oh, so good. So good. This could be the match of the night. It's so hard to choose between this and the main event. I flip a coin because I just haven't got a clue which one gets the nod. Trent Seven versus Pete Dunne. I'm going to go through my notes, right? Get ready. So Pete Dunne comes out with the Progress Championship, which I thought was really cool. It kind of really made him seem like the big deal that he is. British strong style chants, Trent Seven Army chants, slaps, kicks, strikes, all to start the match. You know, it was hard hitting. It sounded brutal. Certainly that kick to Trent Seven's bicep. Great psychology in this match as well. You know, Dunne removing the protection that was on that wrist and working it and working the arm. Snap DDT really turned the tide for Trent Seven. JR and Nigel said that they're going to be calling that match, that UK Championship match, at TakeOver. Action on the inside, action on the outside, all throughout this. A dragon suplex on the apron was a wonderful spot. It looked absolutely amazing. This is awesome chance by this point. Dunne lands on his feet from a suplex attempt, a lariat from Trent Seven. More this is awesome chance. British wrestling chance. Double wrist lock body scissors as well. Reversed into another snapdragon. A bitter end. Dunne wins. What a match. What a match. Absolutely fantastic. You know, afterwards Dunne gets the mic, says that he is going to get what is rightfully his in Chicago by any means necessary. I can't wait. This thing was beautiful. It was beautiful. It built up beautifully. It had some fantastic moments, back and forth. Didn't know who was going to get it. Pete Dunne came out looking like $1 million with that Progress Championship. Arguably, he left $2 million. You know, he kind of upped his worth, but so did Trent Seven. You know, these guys, what a match. What a match. But then that led us to the main event, and this thing, I think it had longer, felt like it had longer, and, you know, very technical at the start, very intricate reversals for Tyler Bate versus Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, absolutely fantastic high flyer, but he was kept grounded by Tyler Bate. Let's go through this. You know, handshake to start, big Tyler Bate chance, as you would imagine, wrist lock, hammer lock, front face lock. It was a fascinating match, very technical. A drop toe hold, and then the pace started to quicken. Dual drop kicks. My light isn't coping with what is going on, the energy that's in this room. Dual drop kicks and then kip ups, right? It was just like Ricochet Ospreay, you know. I just had that feeling about it, and this match, it just kept going, you know. Then we had an octopus, which you just don't see that often. More back and forth action, big hurricanrana, double stomp from Andrews, throw to the ropes, tried for a Tyler driver from Tyler Bate, got reversed into a hurricanrana slash destroyer type thing. I don't even know what you would call it, but it looked absolutely brutal. 2.5 count for Andrews. Pace quickened even more. A standing sliced bread 2 on the apron. This is awesome chance. A counter for Andrews into a DDT on the outside of the ring. An enziguri, tried for a hurricanrana, but a European uppercut from Bate. Airplane spin into a reverse hurricanrana, another 2.5 counts. This is awesome. Hurricanrana, running shooting star, 2 9/10. Right? I mean, Mark Andrews could not have got any closer. I was giving him the belt. Fight forever chance at this point. Super kick from Tyler Bate into the Tyler driver, but no, it didn't quite connect. He couldn't get it in. A stun dog millionaire somersault from Mark Andrews from the top turnbuckle, landed onto Tyler Bate's knees. Tyler Bate, from that point, hit the Tyler driver, 97, retains his championship in one of the best matches you will see this year. And the same goes for that Pete Dunne Trent Seven. I honestly rate them. I rate them that high. They'll be in the conversation come the end of the year. You know, at this point, Pete Dunne then comes out, starts beating up on Mark Andrews, makes short work of him, goes straight to the ring. Regal comes out, you know, keeping an eye on them both, and then the stare down, the champion, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. You know, it's set. It is set. At the time of recording this, it's the day before NXT TakeOver Chicago. I've already done my predictions. I've said I don't really mind which way it goes. I would like Tyler Bate to retain. I'm a big Tyler Bate fan. I love Pete Dunne as well. So, you know, it's really difficult, but I want to see Tyler Bate retain. That's what I would like to see. That's what I'll be cheering for. Because I just think he's a prodigy. I just think, you know, just invest everything into this kid, because he's going to be, he could be. Can't say he's going to be, because there's still so much, you know, twists and turns down the road, but he's just got it in him to be a megastar. So is Pete Dunne. I mean, Pete Dunne's still young. He's still in his, what, early, mid-20s? It's insane. I've said it before, guys, and I'll say it again. Once this UK Championship weekly show is up and running, I am all over it. This is going to be the channel to watch, because I am super into this. I'm sure you can tell. Really enjoyed this special. So yeah, if you like the video, if you like what you saw from the special, then please let me know. Give the video a like. Let me know as well by dropping a comment. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know if you're into the UK Championship stuff. I want to know if you've been watching it, or, you know, maybe you don't think it's for you. I would urge that you give it a go. At least give it a try and see, because I just think it's some of the best wrestling that WWE are putting out right now. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do, so you don't miss out on any future videos. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye for now. Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate, na 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 na. Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate, Tyler Bate.